I'm not sure where your country has gone, or your country needs to come back from. But as far as I saw it this morning when I woke up, I was like walking on what we call England. The land grab, the asset grab, democracy and freedom has been slowly being eroded, not by people coming here from other countries, whether it's by plane, train, automobile, or in a dinghy across the sea from Calais, but by greedy, landowning, multinational corporation owning bankers, politicians, and all of the above. They're the ones that are actually taking your perceived country from you. It's a very clever plan to make people turn against each other, and once people start to turn against each other, especially using violence, the governments and the people above the governments that control the governments can step in with controls that slowly but surely erode your freedoms, and will not only erode them but take them away. You will find that if anybody turns to any organised mass violence, the government will step in and create bills and acts that limit your freedoms. You will slowly be pushed in towards a deep state surveillance run by Palantir and any other fat cat sat at the top of the cream tray waiting to lap up any little bit of resource and asset they can get their big fat claws on. And that is going to be implemented by the people that you think you vote for to make a change. Dream on. Dream on. Honestly, you're deluded, mate. You really are. If you think that they have your interests at heart and signing a little X on a piece of paper makes a change, you're living in dreamland. Now more than ever, you need to recognise your brother and your sister. The everyday man and woman that you see in the street, regardless of how they sound, the language that they speak, the colour of their skin, they are your brothers and sisters, believe me, because what is happening right now, the way that you are being taxed upon taxed upon taxed, this is the beginning of it. Slowly but surely, we as a people are being herded into a place where you will rely on a government to give you handouts. You'll be underneath the table catching crumbs. And it does not matter what you believe. It does not matter what your faith, chosen religion, ideology might be. If you struggle or cannot have the gumption to be able to sit down or to stand and talk with people about differences, however they may be perceived, in either opinions, ideology, faith, religion, if you can't talk about that, then really you're unsafe to be around other human beings. And anything that happens at that level, then the law must be able to deal with it. Anybody that feels as though it's all right to be violent should either seek psychological help, go to the NHS about your mental health issues, or really stay away from other human beings, because it is not all right. It is not all right to go out and think that violence will solve anything. I tell you what violence will do. It'll take away my freedom. and it'll take away other people's freedom under your perceived ideology of, oh, my religion's right, oh, my football team's right, oh, my way of thinking's right, so if you don't like it, I'm gonna fight you. No, 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 no. No. We are now in 2026. If a man and a woman cannot express their opinions through speech, and fair enough, you don't have to agree with everybody. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. You can fall out verbally with other people, debate it, get upset about it, but violence, no. Absolutely no. You're seeing slowly but surely your freedom's being eroded. Like these perceived ideas of hate speech baffles me. You talk, obviously you're not saying horrible, poisonous words inciting violence or saying to go out and do things that are despicable. No, okay, on a level of discussion, I disagree with that. But you must be able to say that you disagree with things. You must be able to say why you disagree with those things. And that is your God-given right, whoever your God might be, to be able to speak and say as you feel is your perspective and opinion. Yeah, so I wanted to just get that out of my system. There was that terrible thing that happened the other week or a bit back, where that young man was stabbed by that other young man, and then everything that happened with the police and everything around that, and that's tragic, that's horrible, that is awful. But I don't know, it's hard to say, isn't it, in words, what that did to those families. I don't know. But the law has to deal with that, and if the law is at fault within any of that, then the law also must be accountable for anything, the same as me, you, any man on the street, or them working within the law. It must be dealt with in that way. But violence, the old fucking Frankenstein at the castle, pitchfork and burning torches scenario is not it. It's not it. Make your voice heard. Express your opinions. Absolutely. Absolutely. If something as tragic and as awful as that happens, absolutely. But violence, no. No. How can you be upset and say you hate something and then do the same, perpetrate the same thing? How can you do that? It's like, custard, I fucking hate custard. Oh, give us some custard on me cake. Do you know what I mean? You can't say you hate something and go berserk about it and then feel as though to solve that you'll do the same thing. That won't solve anything. But like I say, your opinions, your right to freedom of speech to express when you are angry or upset, frustrated, or you want change, absolutely fine. Yeah, so anyway, I work at a market and I work at the music festivals, and so obviously there's no Glastonbury this year. I have a stall at Glastonbury, and I love it there. And I wrote this. Once again, my perspective, the way that I get how I feel out of my body. So this is called Last One Berry. Harry's got a reptile on his shoulder, That special ticket made him feel bolder and perhaps a few years older. A triple gin fizz, the pearly gates, turn left by Shepton Mallet. He's got a vintage craving, a faded 1987 sports top homage craving. Nos jockey, Lost Vegas, pin-eyed spangled coffin braves. Moustache baseball capped wonder kids with purple shades and a frenzy for Molly. I want to be street working class from the poor end. No chance, Harriet, with a double espresso oat milk latte. Intimidating, a hedgerow companion with no carbon footprint and a range raving waiting in parking section C. A motion to evolve. I'm listening to talks in green futures for the weekend. Counterfeit awareness, the sharp teeth training zone for upper middle class teddy bears. This is not a fucking picnic. It's a daydream drug fueled marathon for privileged future homeowners. No one gets out alive. I've got 3 days of grass in me arse crack. Smoky Joe at the Stone Circle telling me to get myself to Cornwall sometime to visit his mum and dad's cottage. 3 times the living wage on a stone-baked organic pizza. I think I just saw Liz Truss in a beanie hat sucking on a tequila slammer near the rave tent with eyes like black chaos. A man with unfamiliar smells and tattoos of Celtic dragons asks me where I come from. His fingers tell a story. 4:30 a.m. piecemeal soldiers of technological beats crawl back down the hill to sleep in sleeping bags, cuddling up to hard edges of an apple spy friend. Suck it up. Breathe in the welfare tent, neutral space for the too much cadets. It's Monday, I can't go home, I can't drive, I'm in danger to my own mind. Shit, it's not on next year. So, yeah, that was last one, Berry. My idea is that people get along. The fucking world's an amazing place. Imagine if those hard edges got knocked off and you were like at ease. I understand there's so much pressure, there's so much happening and there's so much influence with, like, I suppose people get afraid they're constantly being filmed, which we fucking are being filmed, but I mean even with telephones, that you just, that pressure of, oh, do I look right, am I right, is it right? But it's just, my idea is that we just get along.